Morning, boys and girls. Today, because of many reasons, I cannot be uh, directly with you, nor by Zoom, nor by YouTube. So I am recording this uh, video so that we can have the class at at 10 o'clock. You are going to be watching this in YouTube instead of having the class with me. It has very specific instructions of what you have to do and specifically how you have to do the classwork. I am going to share my screen with you guys so that we can have our class. Okay, I hope that you can see my screen, and I will begin. We continue with agreement, uh, subject verb agreement, and pronoun antecedent agreement. As you already know, the subject has to agree with the verb in number. That means that if the subject is singular, it takes a singular verb. And if the subject is plural, it takes a plural verb. Almost the same thing happens between the pronoun and its antecedent. Remember that the antecedent is the noun that the pronoun is referring to or is replacing. It also has to agree in number. If the antecedent is singular, it takes a singular pronoun. Or vice versa, if the pronoun is singular, it takes a singular antecedent. The same thing for the plural. If the pronoun is plural, it takes a plural, antecedent. So let's begin. Set 18, page 36, 37. Let me see. Set 36. Set 18, page 36. It says choose the sentence that is most clearly written and has the best construction. A, all the children got out their rugs and took a nap. B, all the children have gotten out their rugs and took a nap. C, all the children got out their rugs and have taken a nap. D, all the children got it out their rugs and taken a nap. Which one is the correct answer? Let's analyze all of them. Let's begin with the last one. All the children gotten out the rugs and taken a nap. Gotten and taken are not the past tense. They are the past participle. So letter D is incorrect. C, all the children got out the rugs and have taken a nap. Here we have a problem. In the first part, we have the verb got in the past tense. In the second one, we have taken. That is the present perfect. So there's no agreement in verb. So that is incorrect. B, all the children have gotten out the rugs and took a nap. The first verb is in the present perfect and the second one is in the past. That is incorrect too. And A, all the children got out the rugs and took a nap. The verb got and the verb took, both of them are in the past tense. They agree in tense. Therefore, the correct answer would be A. 204. At first, I was liking the sound of the wind, but later it got on my nerves. B, at first I liked the sound of the wind, but later it has gotten on my nerves. C, at first I liked the sound of the wind, but later it got on my nerves. And D, at first I liked the sound of the wind, but later It got on my nerves. Let's analyze them one by one again. And in this case, I'll start with A. At first, I was liking the sound of the wind, but later it got on my nerves. Was liking, present progressive, got past. There's no verb agreement. B, at first I liked the sound of the wind. Liked in the past, has gotten in the present perfect, no verb agreement. C, like and got, no verb agreement either. And D, liked and got, both of them in the past, so letter D would be the correct answer. Letter D. 205. I became ill from eating too many fried clams. I became ill for eating too many fried clams. I ate too many fried clams and becoming ill. I ate too many fried clams and become ill. Okay, what's the correct answer? Back again. Let's start with D. The first verb, ate. The second verb, become. They're not in the same tense, so there's no agreement. Letter C, ate and becoming. Ate is in the past, becoming is the gerund or past participle. It's incorrect. B, became and eaten. Eaten is the past participle. And A, became and eating. Well, this is the one that is most closely to be correct. Why? Because we're talking in the past tense, and here eating is not a verb. It is the object of the preposition from. So it is a gerund used properly, used correctly as gerund. It is the object of the preposition from. So the correct one would be letter A. 206. A, as the old saying goes, a cat may look at a king. B, a cat looking at a king according to the old saying. C, the old saying being a cat may look at the king. And D, a cat looking at a king in the old saying. Well, basically, some of them don't make sense. And they don't make sense because they are either lacking the subject, lacking a verb, because they're not sentences. A, C, and D don't make sense. They are fragments. The only one that expresses a complete thought is 206. That is the complete sentence. 207. A long, happier life caused by one's owning a pet. Owning a pet for one to live a longer, happier life. To live a longer, happier life by one's owning a pet. Owning a pet can help one live a longer, happier life. The same as 206. Three of them don't make sense. And they don't make sense because they're not sentences, they are fragments. The only one that is expressing a complete thought is letter D. It is a complete thought. It is a complete sentence. All the rest are fragments. So the correct answer is letter D. 208. One of the first modern detectives in literature were created by Edgar Allan Poe. One of the first modern detectives in literature was created by Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, having created one of the first modern detectives in literature, one of the first modern detectives, created by Edgar Allan Poe. Which one is the correct one? Let's begin with letters C and D. They don't make sense. Edgar Allan Poe having created one of the first modern detectives in literature. What? What else? That's an incomplete thought. It's a fragment. D, In literature, one of the first model detectives created by Edgar Allan Poe. What? Again, it is an incomplete thought. So C and D are fragments. Let's see B. One of the first model detectives in literature was created by Edgar Allan Poe. That is the correct answer. It's a complete sentence. And let's see why A it's not. One of the first model detectives in literature were created by Edgar Allan Poe. See, here is a subject-verb disagreement because we're talking about one in the subject and the verb used is were in plural. So there's a disagreement. The correct answer, boys and girls, letter B. 209. My brother and I going to see the ball game. I'm going to explain that sentence directly. Why that is incorrect. We are missing part of the verb phrase. It should be my brother and I are going. So it's incorrect. B, my brother and I are going to see the ball game. That sounds completely correct. And that is the correct answer. C, my brother and I seeing the ball. It's missing the verb. D, my brother and I to the ball game is missing the verb. So just to make emphasis, 209, the correct answer is letter B. 210, I don't like fish as well as my sister does. Let's analyze the first one. I don't like fish as well as my sister does is an incomplete grammatical construction. The complete one should say, I don't like fish as well as my sister does like fish. So the comparison is very well made. So letter A is correct. But let's explain why B, C, and D are not correct. I don't like fish as well as my sister. Here, apparently, I like fish better than my sister. That I like my sister. I'm comparing how much I like the fish to how much I like my sister. And that's not the case. Like in the first sentence. The first sentence is saying how much I like the fish and how much my sister likes the fish. But in B is how much I like the fish and how much I like a sister. That's an illogical comparison. I cannot compare how much I like a fish with how much I like my sister. C, fish isn't liked by me as well as by my sister. Well, here, C doesn't make sense. Fish isn't liked by me as well as my sister. It doesn't make sense. And D, my sister likes it, but I don't like a fish well. Here we have a problem with the pronoun it. It is referring to what? Probably it's referring to fish, but who knows? It's not clear. There has to be a clear reference of who it is talking about. 211. Okay, so just to remind, the correct answer on page of exercise 210 is letter A. 211. After renting him the room, Alvin discovered Mr. Morris owned a cat. Well, that sentence makes sense. First, he rented the room, and then Alvin discovered that Mr. Morris had a cat. It makes sense. B, after renting him the room, a cat was discovered to belong to Mr. Morris. After renting him a room, who's him? I don't know. we are under the impression that cat, because of the proximity of the modifying phrase, cat is the one who is renting the room. And obviously cats don't rent rooms. They don't work and they don't get money and they cannot pay. They're not human beings. C, a cat belonging to Mr. Morris was discovered by Alvin after renting him a room. Here we have a great problem. Who is he talking about? He says a cat belonging to Mr. Morris was discovered by Alvin after renting him a room. After renting him a room. Him what? Him the cat, or him Mr. Morris, or him Alvin? Well, great problem. 9, after renting him a room, Mr. Morris was discovered by Alvin to own a cat. This one is completely out of bounds. Why? Because it seems that it's Alvin who is renting the room. And in sentence 1, we have already distinguished that it's Alvin, the owner of the room. Okay, anyway, the correct answer, as I said in the very beginning, is letter A. After renting him the room, Alvin discovered Mr. Morris owned a cat. And the last one of set 18. We ate the popcorn and watched the movie. We ate the popcorn and watched the movie. We have a verb agreement, disagreement here. Ate is in the past, watch is in the present. B, while watching the movie, the popcorn was eaten. Does it make it clear who ate the popcorn? Who was watching the movie and who ate the popcorn? There's no specific subject. C, popcorn while watching the movie was eaten. Who ate the popcorn? That's the question. And D, we ate the popcorn while we watched the movie. Of the 4, that's the clearest. We have a clear subject, we, a clear verb, ate. What we ate, popcorn, and then when we ate the popcorn, while we watched the movie. Back again, the dependent clause has a subject and a verb. And both verbs in the independent clause, ate and watch, are in the past. Now, boys and girls, in the Word document, I want you to make a table. You write the title of the table, set 18. And then you write the number of the exercise. Then you write the answer. And then you explain why. Just the same way I explain it, in your own words. It's not complicated. Why? I am going to give you exercises in the test, just like these ones. And I will need you to explain me the answer. I will give you 4 sentences and tell you, sentence A is the correct one. Explain why. So you will have to explain why. And this is the best practice you can get. Here's 203 to 207, 208 to 212, and these are the answers of set 18 in your own words. Don't copy them from no place, in your own word. Now, next part of the class is set 19. It says, for the following questions, choose the underlined part of the sentence that contains a grammatical error. If there are no errors, answer E. Okay, in this ones, we have a lot of sentences that are correct. All employees with 2 years experiences are entitled to full benefits, including health insurance, life insurance, a retirement plan, and stock options. A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, D is correct. Therefore, the correct answer is no errors. Letter E. 214. Because they're afraid of air travel, my mother and my Aunt Felicia has decided to take the train from Chicago to New Orleans. A is incorrect, B is correct, C is correct, and D is correct. Why is A incorrect? There is the possessive pronoun of they. It cannot be the subject. It's a verb. It's a pronoun, sorry. A possessive pronoun. We have to change it. Here the problem is that there got confused with they are. The contraction there and the pronoun there are not the same. So the answer of 214 is letter A. There and there are not the same. 215. To find the perimeter of a polygon, add the length of its sides. Letter A is correct, letter B is correct, letter C is correct, letter D is incorrect. Because of the same reason of 214. It's is the contraction of it is. It's without apostrophe is the possessive pronoun. And in here, we need the possessive pronoun. So it needs to be changed. It's with apostrophe to it's without apostrophe. So the answer would be D. 216. After the director and assistant both resign, we all wonder who would be appointed to fill their position. After the director and assistant, A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, D is correct. Therefore, the correct answer is letter E. 217. Last spring, my cousin and I packed a tent, the sleeping bags, and a cooler filled with food and headed west. Just like the previous case, A is correct, B is correct, and C is correct. Therefore, the answer is E. 218. After it usually has a soft body and muscular feet, some mollusks also have hard shells. Letter A is incorrect, B is correct, C is correct, and D is correct. But why is A incorrect? There is no agreement between the pronoun and the antecedent. It is singular, mollusks is plural. It has to be changed. And it should read, although they usually, and we change here, has to have. Although I usually have a soft body and muscular feet, some mollusks also have hard shells. So the answer would be A. 219. For all those people who have vowed to give up fatty food, video games, and shopping for the new year, here's an incentive to keep on the straight and narrow path. For all of those people, A, correct. B, correct. C, incorrect. D, correct. Why is C incorrect? Him is singular and is referring to all those people. People is plural. So we have to change him to what? To the plural third person, them. C is the answer. 220. Even as the mainstream music industry pushes further into the digital world of solid state circuitry, there is a renewed interest in old style amplifiers and speakers. 220. For me, A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, D is correct. So the answer is E. There's no error on that. Sorry, I got mixed up. I was thinking about 20. Okay, I have 220 repeated in both slides. Okay, 221. To formalize and commit themselves to their new government, the Pilgrims signed the Mayflower Pact. To formalize, correct, B correct, C incorrect, and D correct. Why is C incorrect? There and the pronoun, the possessive pronoun there are not the same thing. So we have to change there for the possessive pronoun there. That is written T-H-E-R. 222. Last summer around the end of July, my brother, my aunt Clarissa, and me jumped into the Ford station wagon and headed out of the city. And there we go. A is correct, B is correct, C is incorrect, D is correct. But why C is incorrect? Who jumped? Brother? Aunt Clarissa? Me. So that's the subject. And as we have already studied, me is an objective pronoun. It is the object of the verb or the object of the preposition. And here, we're talking about the subject of the verb jump. So the correct pronoun should be I. 223. The term blood type refers to one of the many groups into which a person's blood can be categorized based on the presence or absence of specific antigens. A, B, C, D, all of them are correct. There's no mistake in that sentence. 224. As you use them, remember that this glossary is intended to be a guide and nothing. It is absolute. As you use them, remember that this glossary is intended. As you use them, remember that this glossary is intended. There we have the problem. There is a disagreement in between the pronoun and antecedent. Who is them referring to? To glossary. But glossary is singular, them is plural. So we have to change them to it. As you use it, remember that this glossary is intended. 225. Although the chances of being victimized are slim, if you're not careful, airport thieves who look like ordinary travelers can make off with your purse, your wallet, your phone, and all your credit cards. A is correct, B is not correct, C is correct, and D is correct. Why is C incorrect? Sorry, B. Why is B incorrect? It has to be the nominative case pronoun you. A correct, C correct, D correct, B incorrect. We have to change your to you. The distinct geology of Cape Cod began to form about 20,000 years ago when the Wisconsin Glacier, up to 2 miles thick, pushed its way south from Canada, stopped, and then slowly receded. There's no mistake in that one. So the answer is E. And 227, although this was an unusually dry summer, the corn crop was not seriously damaged. Again, this sentence has no mistakes, so the correct answer is letter E. Now, again, After you have done the table of set 18, you will put the title set 19, like in here, and you will draw the table. You write the number, you write the answer, and you write the explanation in your own words. I did these examples for you because this week and next week, we are going to be working that way. That is how you're going to be turning in your classwork. Remember, if you don't have a computer, you will have to draw the table in the notebook very neatly. Use a ruler. Remember, I appreciate if you use a very dark black pen because sometimes it is complicated to read those PDFs that you send. I appreciate your attendance to my class. Remember, leave a comment so I can take the attendance. Leave a comment. How would you leave the comment? Easy. Hello, mister. I am Maria. If there is no comment, that means that you were not present in class. Have a nice day, boys and girls. Take care. Bye.